Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. SUNSFan here with SyndereN for EsportsGG. We were here last time doing a different type of tier list for the supporter packs, which people absolutely loved. There were never any negative comments. Everybody thought it was probably the best content we've ever done, SyndereN, from the beginning of
and all
time.
our opinions were perfect.
That's right. Everybody agreed with us too. It's very unlikely that would happen, but it did. We're back at it with an Arcana tier list because what's better than the supporter pack? Something that costs $35 instead of $20. Would you like to give a quick rundown on how we're going to do this?
So we're rating all of the Arcanas from F to S, where S is the best, obviously. And what we're going to do, we're going to look at them one by one. We're going to list pros and cons for each one, and then we're going to place them relative to each other. We're not going to take into account when the Arcana was made. I mean, that's really the main thing, right? Because they've kind of over time generally been upgraded in quality. But yeah, we're just gonna take it at face value, look at what it does, and then give our opinion on how good we think they are.
The way that I'm going to look at it, because like you said, as the newer ones came out, more things are added to it. But with that, more expectation is there as well, SyndereN. And I have been disappointed a lot, as you might imagine, because I complain about everything. We will go with Io first, the companion, the portal companion. This one was probably the cuddliest one ever made. I think that goes without saying. It was also out of nowhere. Nobody even thought they were going to make it, so a big surprise. In terms of like stuff that you get with it, it's not nearly as much. Like you don't get a second style or anything like that. But I would actually, I know it's a little early. I would say this is A tier for me. This is a top-notch Arcana, yes.
It gives the hero a custom model. That's the companion cube from Portal. And it gives some custom spell animations, I think. And that's pretty much it, right? No custom voice, no second style, like you said. I feel like A is pretty high, but I mean, we can readjust later when we get down the list. I would put it on B, personally.
Really? Okay, we'll start with B, but I don't know. Like, what are you expecting for another style? Do you want a pyramid? The Giza pyramids to be the second style? Like,
no.
This is all right.
It's good, but I don't. I think you'll see later. I'm pretty confident later that you might end up agreeing with me when you see some of the later ones.
Okay, Juggernaut. I'll let you start with this one.
All right, so Juggernaut does a lot. It has two styles. It has the blue and the red one. The red one is the unlockable one, I do believe. It changes his voice to be more of a, I don't know how to say that. It's like ghostly, kind of. Custom spell animations, custom look and everything. The splintered head with all of these like particles and everything. I think this Arcana is really good. I think it's either a B or A, and I'll let you choose.
I think this is a D tier. I actually hate this style. Yeah, I literally...
You don't like either of them.
I play a lot of this hero, and I'd never bought it because I just like... No, I mean, we're biased here. I like our set more for the Captain's Draft tournament we did. I think the colors have been overdone over and over and over. It doesn't change the hero to look any cooler than before, in my opinion. And the rest of it changes some spell effects. But again, we had those spell effects in there. I like ours better. I literally would say D. You said B, so it's going to be C.
I guess we'll put it C. Okay, sure. We'll settle for C.
That's going to be... I'm sure a lot of people would disagree with that one. All right, next is Legion Commander. This was, I believe, the second ever Arcana. It changes the voice, the dual victory. I mean, that's the most iconic thing. I feel like everybody has the Arcana for this hero just because the dual damage pops up and all that good stuff. I know it doesn't come with a lot of the stuff that the newer ones have, but we can't just base it off of that. I genuinely think this is also, I say also, but this is like an A for me. I think it's really good.
I'm kind of in the same camp with Io here, that it's good and I like it, but for me, further down the list, there's just some that are much better, and then it's about how many you want to have in each tier, right?
True.
I would put it ahead of Companion Cube in B, personally.
Okay,
we can also put it low A. I think there's going to be better A's. Let's do low A for now.
Low A.
With only one in A, it's low A.
Okay, got it. All right, Wind Ranger. This is your baby.
I love this one. I think it's really, really good. I feel like toward the last couple of Arcanas Valve have made, we're going to get some more of them. They've really nailed it. I love the style. I really love the colors on this one. I know we've talked about this beforehand or on other occasions, that there's a lot of this teal or light blue in a lot of models and on heroes, but I really think it fits Wind Ranger and it fits nice with her green. I love the legs. I love the spell animations. This one is probably either top A or low S for me. It's really, really good.
Okay. I will
What do you think?
agree. It's very well made. I would put it in the A tier.
Okay. Let's put
I'll
it
put it
ahead of
ahead of
Legion.
Legion. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Wind Ranger player myself,
I'm
but
good
I
on
can
that.
appreciate that it is very good. And they remodeled the freaking hero for it. So, all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true, actually.
Next is Shadow Fiend, and this was another relatively early one. Again, pretty
Mhm.
iconic. Just essentially adds a bunch of fire to his model, to the shadow raises, adds the counter for the shadow raises as well.
The counter is really cool. That's such a
It
good
is,
idea on a combo hero to do
yeah.
that.
But looking at our current list, I can't put it ahead of Wind Ranger.
No.
Legion, I feel like Io should be ahead of Legion, but we'll leave it as is.
Hmm.
This is probably like a B minus overall.
So you'd put it below IO. I'm okay with that.
Yes,
I
I think
think that
Io's
sounds fair.
god tier.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Hutka, go.
So this set was that Feast of Obsession, I think it's called. So it has two styles, right? It has the red default style, and then it has the green one. It's good,
And
but
it
it's
changes the
not like...
taunt. Changes the taunt that it was previous, or it comes with a taunt maybe.
Yeah, so it changes the looks, it changes the sounds. He get like this more demonic style on Pudge.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the red and the green version. I think for me, this is probably either behind Shadow Fiend and Companion Cube, or sorry, between or behind Shadow Fiend.
Okay, I would put it between. I think it's a very good
Mhm.
Arcana.
Sure,
I
I'm
don't
fine
think
with
it's
that.
as good as Io, personally. Legion is looking quite out of place here. I won't lie.
You think it's too high?
Yeah, Io is better than Legion. I don't know why it's up here.
We can always readjust.
Can we just switch them two out? That'll make me feel a lot better. Put
Okay, let's do that.
Legion into
So
B
Legion
and
top
Io
B
A
and IO
minus.
bottom A.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Whew.
fine.
All right, this one I think we'll agree on. Lena, the first ever Arcana,
Yeah.
is an F. I don't think there's any other F for sure.
Right. When you compare, oh, we'll see. Well, when you compare the list, when you compare it with everything else, it's far below the others. And like you said, this was the very first Arcana, so at that time it was very special. But compared to the field now, it just does way less. It changes the hero way less, and it's just not as good quality. So
has not aged well. It gives her
Right.
the flamey head, and I think it tweaks like her first spell. I want to say, either it's nothing memorable other than the head, I suppose.
There's been countless requests from the community to make an updated version on this Arcana because it's so outdated. And I think part of why Valve doesn't do it is that it might not be worth it. But the other thing is also people have purchased this, right? So if you edit it and customers don't like the new version, then they can complain that they didn't, like, you changed what they paid for, right?
If they
When there's a
just
cosmetic
add
release.
parts to it, you don't have to equip them. So that's a terrible, terrible argument.
That's true. If you just add stuff on top that people can opt in, then I agree.
Ogre Magi. This one, I know how you feel about it. So this is the one that has a second style that makes him blue, which that's the thing I don't like. I wish he was blue to start and his style to unlock was the yellow-red mix. But the biggest thing is he gets a mount, which I think, if I'm looking through it all correctly, no other hero has had that treatment. Right?
That's
So,
correct.
very special. I know you dislike this. I genuinely think this is an A minus. I think this is a really good Arcana.
Thing is,
I know.
Like, if we rate it on how much it does, right? He gets a freaking mount. He gets changed. He gets spell animations. He gets a counter for multicast. So, like, maybe I have to budge here a bit because of all of the stuff it does. I was debating whether this was D or F because I just, like, kind of hate it. I still have it equipped, though, but I haven't bought it myself.
Oh my goodness.
I'll go as high as C, okay? And then you can choose if it's ahead of Jugger.
Okay, so of course it's going to be ahead of Juggernaut.
Okay.
All right. I don't agree with
that...
C, but since we're taking both of our opinions into account, I understand.
We can also put it low B, I guess.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Fine, we'll put it lowest B.
Lowest B. Okay. Okay, fair enough. All right, Terrorblade, go ahead.
Okay, so this was one of the... When was Terrorblade? I want to say it's one of the first 5, right?
Yeah, I think
Arcanas? So this changes... It came with... The most unique thing about this was the prismatic gem, right? Where you can, like, change the look of the hero. He gets new different base model, ambient effect sounds, altered voice. hero icon, custom death sound, which I think is the only one that has that. Actually, the only Arcana that has different respawn music.
It was the first. There might be another one, but yeah, it's an iconic noise.
So new base skin and model with special ambient effects, new spell effects and icons, new animations, altered voice, hero icon portrait, loadout pose, and minimap icon, custom death effect for Terrorblade's victims. That's the one. I actually didn't know that or didn't notice. I know he has his own custom death effect on himself. So at the time this came out, this was really cool. I think now with the rest of the field moving, the prismatic gem thing is really the coolest thing, but I feel like that's kind of been broken somehow. I think people still have different colors, but you have less options, I believe.
Right. So what rating, SyndereN, after all that monologue?
It is C ahead of Jugger.
It's ahead of Jugger.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, interesting. I was gonna say this was a
or
D.
Behind.
Actually, I was gonna say it was
C
a
ahead
D.
of Jugger. I'll say C behind Jugger, then we compromise.
Okay, C minus then. Fair enough. I don't think it's aged well. The prismatic gem is doesn't exist basically, so it's kind of hard. I don't know. It's a weird one.
It was a big part of the draw that you could customize it yourself to have the color you liked in the game. I think that was really cool.
Crystal Maiden. The biggest thing it came with was the pet, which was
a little doggy.
Amazing. Works in the taunt. I think this is a very good Arcana. Yeah. I would put this as an A, actually.
Same. It's very, very good. The pet is cute and it's not too distracting in the game. It's just cute when you see it. The way that she starts flying and having this glacier with her. Just everything about this Arcana is it's just a feel good one. I think it's really nice. There's nothing that really drags it down, which is a good sign, right? And on top of that, I don't know if we haven't really used this as a criterion, but I think this Arcana works just really, really well with all sorts of her cosmetics. It just fits. Everything just looks nice. I like this one a lot as well. I would put it A ahead of Io, behind Windranger.
Okay. I'm actually okay with that. Sure. So next is Monkey King, and this was the one that changed the biggest thing, which was my idea, by the way. I'm taking credit for this. They couldn't put it in the game for our Pudge set, and they took my idea and put it in for Monkey King, but I love it. Every time you level your ult, the color changes. I think that is the coolest aspect to any Arcana. But the rest of it it's okay. It's not the best. I would put this in the B range somewhere, personally.
Is he ahead of Legion because of the level up system to the ult? I feel like he's in the upper half, right?
He's not as good as Pudge. I mean, I think Ogre's better than him as well, but that's another story.
No, we're not going there.
I'll put him between Shadow Fiend and Pudge. How about that? Okay. Next is PA. So this is the one where you get the daggers that stay on the map when you get a kill. Unlocking the style was kind of annoying because you had to play 100 games or win 100 games. But of course, during the event, it was a little bit faster. This was one of the first Arcanas that came with the color scheme that every Arcana afterwards basically had.
Yeah.
But I still think it's a really good Arcana. I hate to give everything A's and B's, but they are Arcanas, so.
Well, you can always move down Ogre if you feel like. I'll be fine with that. Yeah, so the level up system for the weapons is really cool, and I think if you want to rate it on that, the level 3 weapons look awesome. So do the level 2s. The level 1s are a little bit bland, but they're still nice. But yeah, the higher level weapons are very, very good. And similar to the Crystal Maiden, I think this Arcana does very well with all sorts of cosmetics on her. It just looks nice.
She looks great in a cowboy hat. Absolutely.
Even with a cowboy hat, I guess.
Okay, what are we giving
It's either a high B or... I would personally put it ahead of Io, but I don't think you would.
I would not, but I'll put it behind Io, just to make you happy.
Bottom A for now.
Okay, Spectre, which is the newest Arcana, comes with basically everything you can imagine, including a hideous face. Just one that I can't stand looking at personally. We've talked about this on the podcast before. I'm not a huge fan of this Arcana, but I didn't think they really could do much with it. Although if they copied Han with the Sand Wraith theme, it would have been cool. But they didn't, everything else about it, like the effects, the fact that Blade Mail changes along with Radiance, I think that's super cool, along with the effects. That puts it in the upper echelon for me. I just cannot stand the face. I'm going to personally have to say B+ just for the face. It's too hideous.
Right.
It's like a Medusa face.
Okay, so if you say B+, who would you put it below? None of them. So it's ahead of Legion, but it's worse than PA.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm fine with that. I would either do that or put it at the bottom of A, but it depends how big you want B to be. We can put it top B for now. That's
We
okay.
can
It's a
reorder it
nice
by the
Arcana,
end.
though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be good.
Earthshaker.
It's an...
This is
Oh,
I know you really like the Earthshaker.
I really like this one. Yeah.
Was this the first one that came with the death notices or whatever at the top, the counters? Maybe it was not, but it was the coolest
It was
one.
one of them at least. So it counts damage done with Aftershock in a team fight, and it has a progression bar up to 500 where you get kills or assist with Echo Slam to unlock the red style. And the default style is, like you said, the color scheme that they use a lot for Arcanas with the teal or light blue, whatever you want to call that. I love the custom animations of this. I think part of what makes this Arcana so good for me is like the impact. You know, you feel when you hit a big spell because it's like amplified from the normal shaker, and Echo Slam is kind of one of the most epic spells in the game. So you like really feel like you're shaking the game up. This is an A for me for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't know where I would put it relative to the others. I would put it as one of the highest ones, maybe behind Windranger or even ahead. Honestly,
I would put it ahead of Windranger myself.
Yeah, we can put this as the best one so far on A. It's really good.
Yep, I agree. Next is Techies. I'm going to give it a D. I don't think we need to discuss this very much.
Yeah. So what was it this does? Some of the stuff it did originally, it doesn't
Don't
even do.
care. Techies is a D. So next on the list is Zeus. He got a full remodel for this. He's on a cloud. He looks very cool. It doesn't come with all the goodies that you get these days, but I still think
they made sure to make him teal, though.
That's true, but it does fit his theme for once.
It does.
I really like this one, but considering we put so many in A, this would have to be in the B, probably B minus.
Do you feel like he's significantly worse than PA? I think it's an A still. We also have 6 in B already. We can move some down to C at the end if we feel like it's.
I was trying to be fair here. I would love to put it in A because I really like this Arcana more so than Spectre.
I would put it bottom of A, I think.
Okay, fine by me. Yeah. All right, Queen of Pain, one of the newer ones from the last year's Battle Pass. Ooh. This one changes a lot. Has a whip.
Yeah, so it changes her attack animation to use a whip when she's in melee. It changes her overall model. It changes her voice. It changes spell animations. This Arcana is the reason we have an S category in this. This is the best they've ever made, and I actually think it's by quite a bit even. We haven't even talked about the loading screens. They're also incredible. Like I can't put a finger on this. This is just so incredibly well done. Everything about it is just so fucking crazy good.
God, I really hate to do this.
This is my S.
I hate to do this, SyndereN, but
I
completely agree. Yeah,
this is just the best, hands down.
It's very
amazing,
very good. Having said that, I did not level my battle pass to get.
Oh, you didn't get it.
I don't play the hero, so there's no point.
Right.
But I can appreciate from afar. Okay, next is Rubik. This is an interesting one because it changes basically every big ult in the game to green, which is pay to lose technically. But it's also really freaking cool. Yeah. And that took a lot of work. I think this would be A for me. It was close to S, honestly, just for that alone. I think that is just super cool.
Yeah, the idea and the effort going into that is definitely something special, right? And the fact that they have to keep updating it when he steals spells of newer heroes, etc. I'm with you on A, but I don't know if... See, that's the thing. Like you said, there's so many custom spells, but at the same time, it's also a lot of the same, right? Like some of them are really cool and unique, where, like for example, he steals Pangolier ulti and he turns into not just a green rolling Pango, but into a green cube, like where they've used some cool imagination on how Rubik would mimic the spell. But a lot of the spells are just the same spell, but in green, right?
It's true.
So that's not the same like level of effort or imagination needed.
That's a good point. We could put it...
So even though he edits like 100 spells, I don't know if I would put him ahead of Shaker despite that.
We could put it end of A, honestly.
You put him that low.
I mean, I'm fine with anything after Windranger.
Yeah, honestly, no, I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. Okay. I think there's going to be a lot of people disagreeing with that. That think the Rubik is higher.
Of course. You think people... I know a lot of people that love the Juggernaut one, so that's going to get the most hate. And then Techies players can, whatever. Wraith King.
They can
explain
in the comments how their hero explain in the comments.
Skeleton King is back, SyndereN. He has a throne, has a bunch of counting stuff, the counters for the kills, right? You have to kill certain heroes to be able to level him up. changes everything to red again, essentially. Changes the skeletons back to actual skeletons. I do like this. I just don't, based on our current criteria, I cannot put it in A, I don't think. I think I would put it B+, like top of B. It's good.
Yeah, I think this hero or this set and Spectre are kind of on the same tier, right? So if we want to put Spectre top B, so should we with this one. And I would probably put it ahead of the Spectre, I think. So
don't worry, I did that.
Topmost B.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So now we have the full list. Do you want to change anything?
I think, if I'm being honest, Legion, Monkey King, and Shadow Fiend should probably be C tier. I know you hate Ogre.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. I don't know if I like the Pudge more than the Shadow Fiend, actually. Looking at this list now.
I do by a long shot, so that makes up for your discomfort.
Okay. So you want to put Legion on C, but top C, right? So we take Legion, Monkey, and Shadow Fiend, and we just move them down to the highest of C. So Legion top of C, Shadow Fiend second in C, and Monkey King third in C. Now I think our A category is also too big, because I think this is kind of a big span in how good these are. So I think, again, I personally would move IO down. That's the one I feel the strongest about, but you very clearly think it's an A.
All right, if we're going to move it down, it's better than Wraith King.
Sure, we can do that. IO top of B.
God, I can't believe I compromised finally.
Do you want to put Shaker S? Nah.
Do you want two S here?
Honestly, Quap should just have her own category. Like, it's just that fucking good.
No, I agree.
It's
Quap
incredible.
Is insanely good. I mean, the fact that
the golden standard. I don't know how they're going to beat this, actually.
Well, they came out with Spectre, so it's all downhill, I guess. Anyway, that is the Arcana tier list. SUNSFan and
perfect, by the way.
Perfect list for esports.gg. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your comments hating our list. It only makes us stronger. Until next time, SUNSFan and SyndereN signing out. Goodbye.
Bye.